Mental puzzles tried to steal her mind, but she danced with meteors and held on tight. Supernova girl with a dazzling glow, lighting up the universe wherever she goes. Samantha's heart beats with cosmic pride, a hero of the stars with power inside.
Welcome to the Living Well, Living Rich podcast for today's deep dive.
Thanks for having me. I'm really excited to get into this one.
So I want you to imagine standing in front of a heavy, solid oak door.
Okay, I'm picturing it.
Right. And your dream job, or maybe your perfect relationship, or just your ultimate life goal is right on the other side of this door.
The stakes are high.
Exactly. High stakes. So you jiggle the handle and it's locked. You try picking the lock. Nothing happens.
And you start getting frustrated.
Oh, beyond frustrated. You rattle the hinges, and eventually, you're just throwing your entire shoulder against the wood until you are bruised, exhausted, and honestly, incredibly angry.
Yeah, we have absolutely all been there.
It's just this universal human experience, right? To feel completely, utterly stuck.
It is. And, our immediate psychological instinct in that moment is almost always to escalate the force.
Like if I just push harder, it'll open.
Precisely. Because we live in a society that basically defines success by how many doors you can batter down.
Oh, 100%.
If you aren't moving forward, you're failing. That's the mindset.
Which is exactly why today's source material is going to challenge basically everything we are taught about problem solving.
It really flips the script.
It does. So for this deep dive, we are looking at a 2026 book titled The Door Without a Key by Dr. Shu-Chen Hou.
And we should mention it's published by Kokoshungsan Kids.
Right. Now, before you listening, think, wait, a children's book. Just stick with us for a minute.
Yeah, do not let that fool you.
Because when you really look at the underlying philosophy here, it directly addresses that exact pain point we just talked about, that feeling of being stuck.
It's actually a very profound piece of life wisdom.
Totally. It offers a completely different, highly sophisticated mechanism for getting past the barriers in our lives.
It absolutely does. The kid's imprint is really just the delivery mechanism, for a much larger framework.
A way to make complex ideas accessible.
Right. What Dr. Hou provides is a way to bypass our natural aggressive instincts. She kind of forces us to ask a deeply uncomfortable question.
Which is,
well, what if the barrier itself isn't the problem, but rather our entire approach to the barrier is what's keeping us trapped?
Okay, let's unpack this because the cover of the book immediately establishes this tension.
The cover art is beautiful, by the way.
It really is. There is this beautiful illustration of a young man with a backpack standing before a glowing arched doorway.
And there's an older, wise-looking figure gesturing toward it, right?
Yes, exactly. But the text on the cover is what really stops you in your tracks. It says, some doors don't need keys. They need you.
That is such a heavy line.
And then deeper inside the book, we get this other line. It says, some doors don't open with force, only with understanding.
What's fascinating here is the psychology behind that first phrase, they need you.
Break that down for us.
So in behavioral science, there is a concept called the locus of control.
Okay, locus of control.
Right. When we are banging on a locked door, we are operating from an external locus of control.
Meaning we think the solution is out there somewhere.
Exactly. We believe the solution is an external object. A hidden key, a life hack, a promotion, maybe an apology from our partner.
Something outside of ourselves has to change.
Yes. But that single line shifts the solution entirely to an internal locus of control.
It moves the requirement from an object you must find to a state of being you must achieve.
You nailed it. It's completely internal.
That makes me think about how modern hustle culture completely ignores the internal state.
Oh, hustle culture hates the internal state.
Right, because modern productivity advice is essentially just teaching people how to become a more efficient battering ram.
Yes, that is a perfect way to put it.
If you're stuck, just wake up at 4 a.m., optimize your morning routine.
Take an ice bath.
Listen to an audiobook on 3 times speed to find the secret 5-step formula to smash through the wall.
We are just obsessed with forceful momentum.
So how does this book challenge that obsession?
Well, to understand how, we have to look at the subtitle of the book. It says, not all barriers are meant to be broken. Some are meant to teach us to wait.
Oh, wait. Waiting is a dirty word in hustle culture.
It's the ultimate sin, right? Waiting means you are losing to the competition.
Yeah, someone else is going to get there first.
Exactly. But from a psychological standpoint, this touches on something called action bias.
Action bias, meaning we just want to do something, even if it's useless.
Precisely. Humans have a deeply ingrained tendency to prefer useless action over productive inaction.
So we would rather throw our bruised shoulder against a solid oak door 50 times.
Rather than stand quietly in the hallway and actually study the architecture of the door? Yes.
Wow, that hits close to home.
The book is suggesting that true waiting is not passive inaction. Waiting is a highly active strategic state of self-reflection.
But wait, let me push back on that a little bit.
Sure, go for it.
Because I want to represent the listener here who is dealing with the real high-speed world.
The practical reality of it.
Exactly. Like if my boss wants a major deliverable by Friday, or say my relationship is actively falling apart today.
You feel like you can't just stand there.
Right. I can't just actively wait. How does this philosophy survive contact with real-life deadlines?
It's a great question. It survives because active waiting is not procrastination. It is preparation.
Okay, tell me more of that difference.
When a door won't open, the forced productivity mindset says, I must not be pushing hard enough.
Which leads to the bruised shoulder.
Right. But the mindset Dr. Hou proposes says, I must not be ready yet.
I must not be ready.
Let's take your relationship example. If you are having the same argument over and over, essentially banging your head against that same door,
which is exhausting.
Very. Forcing the issue today will just result in another fight.
Because nothing has changed internally.
Exactly. The barrier is there to hold you in place long enough for you to develop the empathy or the communication skills required to walk through it safely.
Oh, I see.
If you force a door open before you have the understanding to navigate what's on the other side, you're just walking into a new room totally unprepared.
So you aren't being locked out. You are being kept in the classroom until you finish the lesson.
That is a brilliant way to frame it. Yes.
You are gathering the tools you need so that when the door does open, you don't immediately fail in the new environment.
Exactly. You are rewiring your internal state.
Which takes time.
It takes a lot of time. And this isn't just a convenient metaphor the author invented.
Right. Because if human instinct is to always force the door, where did Dr. Hou learn this deeply counterintuitive patience?
We have to look at where this wisdom actually comes from.
Yeah, the backstory in our source material is crucial here.
It really provides the foundation for the whole philosophy.
So, Dr. Shu-Chen Hou holds a PhD from the University of Bristol in the UK.
Which means she operates in the upper echelons of modern, fast-paced academia.
Right. But this book, and actually her entire Kokoshungsan publishing initiative, is explicitly inspired by a multi-generational family tradition.
Rooted in the Yongsheng Herbal Pharmacy in Taiwan.
Exactly. And that background is the operational blueprint for the entire book, isn't it?
It absolutely is. The sources state that the pharmacy honors the founder's parents.
Mr. Hu Shu-san and Mrs. Peng Kai-feng.
Yes, and they embodied care, integrity, and a deep respect for learning.
So this isn't just biological or biographical trivia?
Not at all. Because the methodology of a traditional herbal pharmacy is fundamentally different from a modern 24-hour convenience drugstore.
Okay, let me test an analogy on you to see if I'm grasping the mechanism here.
Let's hear it.
Think about Western synthetic medicine. If I have a terrible migraine, I pop a pill, and 20 minutes later the symptom is gone.
Right, it's a quick fix.
It's a forced biological response. But traditional herbal remedies, like those curated by Mr. Hu Shu-san and Mrs. Peng Kai-feng, they operate on an entirely different timeline.
Very different.
You don't just swallow a root and instantly feel better. It's a holistic approach.
Designed to alter the body's internal terrain over weeks or months.
Exactly. It heals the root cause so the illness can no longer survive in your system, rather than just masking a symptom.
That analogy maps perfectly onto the psychology of the door without a key.
Oh, really?
Yeah. In Western medicine, we attack the symptom, which is the locked door.
We want to break it down.
But in traditional herbal medicine, you alter the biological terrain.
You change yourself.
Right. Dr. Hou has essentially taken the literal physical healing mechanism of the Yongsheng Herbal Pharmacy and translated it into psychological healing for our minds.
So just as herbs take time to alter the body's chemistry to create lasting health, understanding takes time to alter our life's trajectory.
Yes. And think about how a plant grows.
Slowly. Very slowly.
You cannot force a plant to grow faster by standing over it and yelling at it.
Though people probably try.
or by pulling upward on its leaves. It requires the right soil, the right nutrients, and most importantly, time. It has to brew.
If you pull on the leaves, you just uproot the plant and kill it.
And we do that to ourselves constantly.
We do. We really do.
We uproot our own psychological progress because we demand instant results.
We try to force certain doors in our careers or our personal lives to open before we are organically ready to handle the responsibilities behind them.
Exactly. The generational wisdom of her parents, that deep, patient respect for the slow process of organic change, is being applied to our emotional roadblocks.
Now, if you're listening to this on your commute right now, you might be thinking, look, I don't have time to be a slow-growing herb. I need results.
That's the modern panic talking.
Right. But what Dr. Hou's approach actually does is save you from wasting years of energy fighting the wrong battles.
It shifts how we view the phrase, they need you.
It's not about you being special enough to magically open the door.
No, it's about you taking the time to literally become the cure to your own obstacle.
It is a slow internal brewing process.
And what's remarkable is how Dr. Hou has taken this incredibly intimate, deeply personal family heritage and scaled it.
She didn't just write a single story for her family.
No. She utilized the Kokoshungsan brand to distribute this exact mechanism of slow organic learning to a global audience.
Yes, let's talk about the Kokoshungsan approach for a minute.
It's really interesting how they operate.
The sources outline their motto, which is quite sweeping. It says, knowledge changes destiny. Education changes the world.
It's a big promise.
It is. But their specific methodology brings it right back to that herbal pharmacy concept.
How so?
Well, they state their core belief is that knowledge should be simple, clear, and meaningful. They explicitly believe that small ideas, understood clearly, can create lasting change.
If we look at the neuroscience of learning, that is exactly how neuroplasticity works.
Really? Small ideas.
Yeah. You don't rewrite your brain's default pathways by reading one dense 800-page textbook over a single weekend.
Right, you forget it by Monday.
You rewrite your brain through small, potent proofs administered consistently over time.
Like a daily dose.
Exactly. A small idea like, the door isn't meant to be broken, acts like a daily herbal supplement for your mindset.
Okay, here's where it gets really interesting. And I have to throw a massive flag on the play here based on the source material.
Oh, what did you find?
So I was reading through the copyright and legal notices, which, I usually skim.
Sure, we all do.
But I noticed a glaring paradox. We just spent all this time talking about an ancient, slow, organic tradition of herbal wisdom.
Take your time, let things brew, have patience.
Exactly. But then, Kokoshungsan's legal notice features a prominent AI-assisted creation disclosure.
Ah, yes. They disclose that AI tools may be used for ideation, drafting, editing, translation support, and illustration generation.
Along with multiple formats like interactive digital editions and global digital distribution.
Right. It's very modern.
So this is where I really struggle. Doesn't using artificial intelligence to generate or translate content inherently strip away the care and integrity of an artisan multi-generational herbal pharmacy?
I see why you'd think that.
I mean, you are essentially replacing the slow, deliberate human brewing process with a 10-second algorithm.
It feels contradictory.
How does a brand maintain this ethos of organic patience while actively utilizing the hyper-fast modern world of AI?
It's a totally valid critique, but let's break down the mechanism of what's actually happening here.
Oh, explain it to me.
We need to separate the wisdom from the delivery system.
The wisdom from the delivery system.
Right. To use your earlier analogy, the traditional herbal medicine is the tea leaves.
Okay.
The modern tech, the AI translation, the global digital distribution, the formatting software, that's just the boiling water.
Okay, but boiling water doesn't write the book.
No, but the boiling water is the mechanism required to extract the flavor and deliver it to the person drinking it.
So the water doesn't change the nature of the tea leaves.
Exactly. The disclosure you read explicitly states, all content is reviewed, curated, and approved by the author and publisher.
Retaining full creative responsibility.
Yes. That word, curation, is the key.
Curation versus generation.
Exactly. The human is the master herbalist. The human decides the dosage, the blend, and the intended outcome.
And the technology just reduces the friction of production.
Think back to the Kokoshungsan philosophy. Stories help us understand one another and imagine new possibilities. If your mission is to help people globally understand each other, you don't limit yourself to handwritten manuscripts in a single language.
That would just be inefficient.
You use the most efficient tools available to cross language barriers and formatting hurdles, so the simple, slow wisdom can reach a fast-paced world.
I see. So the medium doesn't contradict the message, it amplifies it.
Exactly. Simple does not mean archaic.
Simple does not mean rejecting the modern world.
In fact, in a world characterized by extreme information overload, a complex, archaic message will just get ignored.
It'll just get lost in the noise.
Right. By using modern tools to format and deliver a remarkably clear message like, wait, don't force the door, Kokoshungsan allows profound life wisdom to actually pierce through the noise of our daily lives.
That makes a lot of sense. The soul of the work remains entirely human.
Rooted entirely in the values of Mr. Hu and Mrs. Peng.
Well, that reframes the technology completely. It's a tool for accessibility, not a replacement for wisdom.
Exactly.
So what does this all mean for you, the person listening right now?
Yeah, let's bring it home.
Let's bring this entire philosophy back down to your daily reality.
Because abstract philosophy is useless if it doesn't change how you act today.
Exactly. We started this dank dive talking about that visceral pain point of hitting a wall.
That feeling of being totally stuck.
I want you to think about that specific stalled area in your life right now.
The career pivot you can't seem to make.
Or the creative project that is dead in the water. Or maybe the relationship that feels totally gridlocked.
You've been treating it like a locked door.
You've been operating with that action bias we talked about, exhausting yourself trying to pick the lock, kick it down, or find a life hack to bypass it entirely.
And you've probably been feeling guilty that you haven't managed to break it down yet.
Because society is standing right behind you, cheering for you to kick harder.
Right, hustle harder.
But what we've discovered through Dr. Hou's work and the incredible legacy of the Yongsheng Herbal Pharmacy is that you can completely transform your relationship with that barrier.
By shifting your locus of control inward.
You stop fighting the door. You start viewing the closed door as a diagnostic tool.
It is a profound psychological relief when you finally realize that you do not have to force everything.
Just let out a deep breath.
The immense pressure of the hustle culture is lifted. You are allowed to stand still. You are allowed to let the lesson brew.
You realize the door is closed for a reason.
It's giving you the time you desperately need to alter your internal terrain.
To grow into the person who is actually equipped to handle whatever is in the next room.
It's a beautiful way to live.
It really is. And if you are craving more of these small, potent ideas that create lasting change.
If you want to explore an approach to learning that doesn't feel like a high-pressure hustle,
we highly recommend you visit Kokoshungsan.net.
It is a fantastic hub for the kind of simple, meaningful knowledge we've been discussing today.
Absolutely. Or if you happen to pick up a physical or digital copy of The Door Without a Key, just flip to the back of the book.
There's a QR code right there.
Scan it to explore their learning resources, their ebooks, and a wealth of educational content designed for all ages.
It is well worth your time to see firsthand how this family heritage translates into actionable, everyday life wisdom.
Because exploring those resources is a great way to put this philosophy into practice.
Right, because overriding your action bias isn't a one-time lesson you hear on a deep dive.
It's a daily practice.
You have to continually remind yourself not to force the lock.
Well, this has been a truly incredible reframing of how we face our daily struggles.
It's been a great discussion.
It certainly makes me want to stop kicking the doors of my own life. But before we wrap up today's deep dive, we want to leave you with something to really chew on.
Yes, something to take with you.
We spent a lot of time analyzing the door itself and unpacking the psychological reasons why it might be closed.
But if we connect all of this back to you, the listener, I want to leave you with this thought to ponder long after you finish listening today.
What's the thought?
If the current barrier you are facing in your life right now isn't meant to be broken with force, but is actually there to teach you to wait.
Yeah.
Who is it that you need to become while you are standing in the hallway?
Cement the sword where the stars ignite. Her hands aglow with galactic light. She chased the comets through the endless skies. A spark of wonder in her cosmic eyes. Planets whispered secrets as she flew. The Milky Way rolled out a shining hue. Black hole puzzles tried to steal her mind. but she danced with meteors and held on tight. Supernova girl with a dazzling glow, lighting up the universe wherever she goes. Samantha's heart beats with cosmic pride, a hero of the stars with power inside. The sun warned her with a fiery flare. Danger lurks within the stardust air. But Samantha smiled and waved her arm. She had the strength to keep the galaxy from harm. She faced the cloud of chaos in the void, nebulous storm set to destroy. With a burst of light from her stellar spin, she turned the dark